I got a fine for that. And then I couldn't pay it back because it couldn't work.
We're gonna get started in just a few minutes, so feel free to go ahead and scan that QR code, let us know you're here.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
break up the camera again.
I need to sign into meetings.
Forms.gov. I did some chicken and then should. I don't know, you know, I'm gonna pay you.
Legacy Village, okay, yeah, it's a release side, my mom
You
loves
just
that
spoil it
place.
like this. Yeah, you spoil it.
Where's your listing?
Yeah.
Giant Eagle.
Right?
I took him out to New York.
Right? I didn't, you know what, I moved this number up 15 or 20, 25.
Not familiar.
I said, sorry, I'm gonna buy the other. I said, thanks, it would save me a lot of time, and you look to me. 801-577-5491.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Crust, sauce. It was
I'm telling you, I have high go.
I absolutely hit that place.
Never missed an house.
It was like about my son was years ago.
Nick Robson traveled the country, eating all the pizza he could. When he came back, he crafted the perfect pizza.
Yeah.
And if they do, then that's
Scan that QR code. Again, scan that QR code. If you haven't already, let us know you're here. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, you can. I don't answer phones most of the time. Yeah.
And I would say, if you're a fan of white pizzas,
Yeah. I think you might miss out a little bit, but you're probably gonna, you know,
maybe that's
avoid a lot of
the
interruptions.
way to go.
Okay, let's get started with sharing the love. Emily Grace has the share the love sweater on. Hate to call you out. Who has some gratitude? Who has some love to share?
I'll start with sharing love.
I love that.
Super grateful to Ruby who opened a couple doors for me when I was out doing other things. So wherever she is, thanks Ruby.
I need to thank Jess for helping me out so much last week and getting me all organized. I appreciate you a lot. Also want to thank Chris McGee for doing an open house for me out in South Jordan. Appreciate him always. And then Nick, I want to thank. I don't know if he's here, but he did my grand opening for me. Are you here? Oh, there you are. And had 16 groups through, and I stopped in to visit him, and he was so awesome at the open house and talking to people. I just have to compliment me. Did a great job. So if you ever need somebody great, Nick was great.
16 groups.
I appreciate ChatGPT. I ask it everything, you know, man, what's this and what do I do with it and everything else.
Love it. Chat is grateful for you as well. Who else is grateful, wants to share some love? My family finally got power late last night after 10 days of no power and 16-degree weather in Nashville. But they have it now and they're heating up. Who else is grateful, has some love? Y'all, it's February. It's the month of love. I'm going to look people in the eyes until they share their love.
I'm grateful for
Without fear.
McKinley did a yoga class this morning here in the office, and I noticed that you guys weren't here. That was super weird. And I'm not saying I'm not grateful for all of you, but we would love to have more people here if I was here. So yeah, thanks to her for doing that. It was really relaxing. I will say it was like super relaxing and totally worthwhile. And also like did a bunch of like hand and wrist stuff that would be good for people that are like hunched over their desk typing. So you guys should keep an eye out. I think we're gonna maybe switch to an online version, which might be easier to attend. So you can do it from the comfort of your own home. But thanks to her for doing that, and thanks to all of you who will show up in the future, every single one of you.
I love that preemptive gratitude. Maybe it's because I stare all of y'all down that you aren't in the front row, but it's okay, I can walk. And then just pass it.
I don't got anything top of mind.
For great.
I'm sorry, there's a reason I didn't raise my hand.
I don't know why you can't say you're grateful for your neighbors.
Your neighbors, you know,
Your
awesome
wife,
stuff that
your
runs in
children.
history.
Oh my gosh.
They're very influential, a lot of things for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I wanna just tell Josh that I'm grateful for him holding me accountable to my goals and scaring the shit out of me in the process.
Love that.
I'm grateful.
Oh, heck yeah. Didn't even think so.
I'm grateful to be home.
Josh.
Totally right.
By home, she means Keller Williams, yeah. Just in case y'all were curious.
Grateful for the 60-degree temps we're having this week and for the precipitation that's coming next week. Also, the agents that allow me to pick up clients. Spencer was very gracious and it was Lee. So.
All right, anyone else? I won't force you anymore. Perfect. All right, and welcoming our new agents, guests, and visitors. We have a guest right here as well.
Hey guys, I'm George. I'm really grateful to be here. I actually take my licensing exam this upcoming Friday. I feel really good about it, and I can't wait to join the family.
Any guests?
I'm Olivia Pruitt. I'm with Florida Postal Inspectors.
Welcome, welcome. And we're gonna get to know our luminary folks later, but they're in the back smiling, cheesing away. You're looking so sharp in that hat too. All right, anyone else? Okay, moving right along. And our cultural icon, y'all, is Alicia Romero. All right, and again, because she is not here, I want to hear again from y'all what your favorite value is. From the Y4C2Ts, we have a cheat sheet for you available. Rolando.
I think the most important value for me on there, just taking a look at it right now, is the commitment. You've got to be committed. You've got to be willing to eliminate things from your life so you stay focused on the one thing.
Anyone else want to share? Stephen was giggling and then is avoiding eye contact. Sorry about it.
The meetings will continue.
Integrity, do the right thing, is usually, always comes to mind, so I appreciate that. And I appreciate the agents here, they've always been willing to tell me when I'm right and wrong, so the integrity is, it's been great, so they've held me accountable, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. And the other Stephen.
I knew it was coming. For me, I'm a huge Simon Sinek fan, so it's communication, seek to understand.
Love it. Perfect. Thank y'all so much. And thank you for just truly embodying all of our Y4C2Ts as well. And with that, we have the one, the only, Broker Dave coming up.
I tell you what, the parts are starting to wear out. So,
I'm grateful for Keller Williams. You know what, when I got into real estate, Fred, when'd you get into real estate? You? Yeah.
First licensed in 90.
Okay. Not quite as old, but when I first got into real estate, I actually went to Spencer and Stringham Real Estate Education School. It was before Stringham was actually by himself. And I've said this before, he got up at the very first class, and he goes, your chances of being sued sometime in your real estate career is 1 in 67. And I literally thought to myself, every 67 transactions, I was gonna be having a lawsuit. Did not really understand what that meant. Decided to protect myself on that. And you guys know what your chances are of being involved in a lawsuit? You're getting into real estate now? 1 in 1. There's as many lawsuits out there as there are real estate agents. And for example, last year we had the Sitzer Barnett lawsuit. Okay, it became a class action lawsuit. You guys know what that was about? Transparency. Sellers said that they were not informed of how their money was being spent and passed apart, and it inflated the value of their home and increased all this. Anyway, there were a half dozen, maybe a dozen people that were involved in that lawsuit as plaintiffs. But then they jumped into the class action part of things, and that class action lawsuit actually came into 2.5 million people that were class action plaintiffs. Now, I don't think 2.5 million people thought that their transaction was bad, okay, or that they were not informed something or whatever, but they signed the petition because they were looking for what? Free money. Heck yeah, I'll sign here. And as a matter of fact, we actually even had some people call up our agent and say, hey, this is nothing personal. I mean, you did a great job for us, but hey, free money, okay? But what ended up happening is that went on, that lawsuit, and NAR lost, and everybody ponied up their money. Do you have any idea how much Keller Williams paid? Keller Williams ponied up their share, $70 million, okay? I appreciate that. On the gratitude scale, thank you for covering me, you know, $70 million. Shortly after that, we were hit with a do not call compliance issue. He wrote another check for $40 million. That's a bad year in my book, right? Well, now, have you guys heard of the Batten case? Batten is basically the same as Sitzer Barnett, except for it's coming from the other side. Those buyers out there are saying, hey, we didn't know who was representing us or that we were going to be paid. Now we're paying too much money and this is overly inflating and all that kind of stuff. That lawsuit didn't really get any traction in courts and was actually withdrawn until Sitzer Barnett came in and won their case, and suddenly, boom, Batten jumps back into it. Okay, for those 2.5 million people, do you know what that Sitzer Barnett case meant to them personally in the free money? Somewhere estimates between $10 and $200 each. You know how much the attorneys made? $337 million. Now, is this after fairness and transparency and all that kind of stuff? No. But it is what it is. So the Batten case comes up and we can see where it's going. And they're gathering buyers to sign that petition for free money. And it's taking on a life of its own. You can kind of see where this is going. And so the announcement that came out yesterday is Keller Williams stepped forward, settled, paid ransom, extortion money, whatever you want to call it, $5 million to get us removed from that lawsuit that's going to take on a life of its own, okay? Do we want to give up $5 million? No. Is it a better bargain than $70 million? Probably so. And with that difference of $65 million, what can they offer their associates in technology and training and everything else that is going on, it seems like the prudent move doing it this way, right? What do we need to change? Nothing. Right now, guys, whether it's the Sitzer Barnett or the Batten case, if it were brought in Utah, it would never see court. We're already doing things. We've already been protecting our clients. We've already been having conversations, telling them how commissions are paid and all that kind of thing. But apparently those people in Tennessee haven't been doing that.
False.
No, wherever these lawsuits are originated, apparently they haven't been doing that. And so because that action takes place, what filters across the country are changes. But we don't have to do anything more than what we've been doing, explaining the form, and sometimes there are going to be some new documents that come out, like we did with the Sitzer Barnett. And I expect once the Batten case is officially over with, we'll probably have some changes we have to make with new forms and all this. But at the end of the day, do your clients know how you get paid? Then we're doing our job. Do your clients know that your fee comes from the sales price of that house? Then we're doing our job. Do you know how much the grocery store makes when you buy an egg? No different. No different. The cost of the grocery store is included in the cost of the egg. The cost of the real estate agent and representation is included in the cost of the house. We are not overly inflating our prices because of our 3%, hopefully, fee that we're being paid. But free money is free money. Sign the petition. What Keller Williams did, literally, folks, is to protect Keller Williams Company, regions, each market center, and you. Get us out of that fiasco and let us go back to what we do. We sell houses. Okay? Are good?
Thank you. Tennessee was compliant and everything. Said that when I didn't have a mic. All right, and he already has a microphone back there as well. But we have some CE coming up.
Well, this actually is not CE certified yet, but I touched base.
Pending.
Well, that's an error on our end. Yeah. So this is in the process of getting certified. So I touched base on this last week. FinCEN, for those of you who don't know, it's part of the U.S. Treasury. Their main objective is to flag, fraud, terrorism, money laundering, things of that nature. They have some new requirements rolling out next month in March. So this class is, things will be changing on more of the buyer side. What type, if it's in a trust, LLC, things of those nature. If they're buying the property outside of a traditional loan, there will be just additional requirements and things. So Jason's teaching this class. Lunch will be provided just right across the street. You guys can see our building there. So anyone who wants to come learn more about this, how it's going to affect you and your transactions. Jason's our operations manager. He's been in escrow for 20-something years, so he'll be there to kind of, guide you and answer any questions you have on that. So, love to see you there.
Thank you. And we are going to have our friends at Luminary come on up. And as they come on up, I just wanted to talk to you about some of the really cool upcoming classes that we have. So tomorrow we have our luxury watch party right here from 9 to 10 a.m. We have our MREA Numbers That Matter and newsletters from 12 to 2. If you know anyone that is in real estate school right now, we also have our test prep from 5 to 7 p.m. So if you have any friends, family, anyone who is about to take their test or in real estate school, we have the test prep 5 to 7. We have our Capper Mastermind on Thursday as well. Mr. Walters is going to be diving deep into referrals and how to build a business through referrals. And then y'all, shameless plug, next Thursday from 9:30 to 12 inside the Quiet Mind of Wealth with me for the Summit Syndicate. I've spent about a month planning this class, and it is the psychology of a high net worth individual and the architecture of luxury business. So come on, sign up on the registration hub. And with that, swaggy hat. I do want one. That was my subtle hint.
I got one for you.
Okay, cool. I'll wear my horse.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. So, just gonna touch really quick on a few things. We're gonna run quickly because we have other things that we're talking about. So I'm gonna jump right into it. We're still in a very structured baseline. We're over 6 months now where rates are holding. The average rate in the country is around 6.1 to 6.2% on a 30-year fixed conventional. You'll see kind of where we sit based on that. But even with the jerks that we're having as far as geopolitical stuff, we're seeing that mortgage-backed securities and mortgage rates are holding steady. If you go to the next slide, it's actually cool because the 10-year is not experiencing that same level of stability. It's still pretty stable, but you can see it's elevated a little bit, and that's because of that big $200 billion purchase that we're talking with President Trump, who's pushing to lower interest rates. In fact, this week they announced the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh, and it sounds like he's way in line with more interest rate reduction. So we'll kind of see how that pans out. He starts in May, and we'll kind of see how that moves into third and fourth quarter for us. But we project pretty great 2026. We're already seeing a lot of elevated numbers. Our January was probably stronger than the last 3 years, and that usually is a big, big sign for what we expect for the year to come. If you go to the next slide. So we're in a partial government shutdown. If you're kind of living under a rock and you haven't heard this, yes, we are in another partial government shutdown. It might have stopped today because they were talking about it. It's not as bad as last time. I'm bringing this up because this affects the data that comes out based on like inflation numbers. This week is jobs numbers. All these things kind of get affected. So there's a little bit more movement. Today was supposed to be JOLTS report, things like that. So it's good to know with your clients that are asking you these questions, kind of what that means for them. This doesn't really mean anything for mortgage industry. They can still get their same mortgages. It doesn't stop what we're doing. So keep that in mind as they're coming and talking to you. But I wanted to touch on what happens with the continuous claims in the jobs market. So it's kind of interesting. If you look at this is a graph for the last 25 years. And if you see these spikes, this is people like losing their jobs and how long they've been out of a job after they lost their job. You see this enormous spike. If you were in the real estate world in 2008, kudos to you for staying through it because it was a really hard time and you can see how much that recession affected us. If you look here, we're 2020, this is that COVID spike that happened. So those are out of the ordinary, but if the biggest numbers to look at is kind of the last few years here, and what they're ignoring when you're hearing things like on CNBC and other places, they're talking about how the labor market's actually strong. They're ignoring some of these numbers because as you are out of a job for a continuing time, you fall out of that calculation. So they might tell you, the number of unemployment's gone down, but they're ignoring participation in the market overall. And if they ignore participation in the market overall, they're not getting a true picture. If they're not getting a true picture, they're not seeing what's happening. And that's where there's kind of a slow reaction that we're expecting, like how the market's going to react. So for us, we think that rates are going to continue to move where they are. They're going to hold steady or come down. So that's a really good sign for what you guys are doing. So we go to the next slide. I wanted to touch on something unique for you guys, first-time home buyers. I don't know if you guys know, but first-time home buyers in the last year, in 2025, represented about 21% of the market share. How many of you guys think that's higher or lower than traditional trends? It's lower than traditional trends. In fact, if you go to the next slide, this is the traditional trend over the last 13 years. The average, you can see that 30% marker. You can see that most years, it's above 30%. Only in 22, 24, and 25, we were under that 30% marker. And what is the combined data for those years? Higher interest rates. So higher interest rates and higher price point are affecting first-time home buyers entering the market. Now that interest rates have come down, if you get ahead of this, there might be a real portion of your business that you're not seeing right now. First-time home buyers are not just good for newer agents, which it's awesome for because you're not in the market yet. These are clients that you're going to perpetuate for life, but they're also good for agents that are veterans because those first-time home buyers will accelerate your database, accelerate your sphere of influence, and be able to give you a bigger ROI, a rate of return on kind of what you're doing. So if we go to the next slide, we want to present to you first-time home buyers doesn't mean lower loan amounts. In fact, you could have a first-time home buyer that is a doctor again. We have Liza cheering in the background because she's been asking this for a while. We have a doctor loan program to present for you guys today. This is 100% financing. They do not need a down payment, up to $2 million. So you can find out it's a luxury base home, up to $2 million. They only need a 680 credit score. They actually can qualify with an offer letter up to 5 months ahead. So it's called Match Day, right, Liza, that's coming up? Match Day is coming up, and they're residents, right? Am I saying this right? Okay, so they're residents that are getting matched to where they're going. These are first-time homebuyers. This is a great spot to kind of tap into it, and these doctors typically don't have a ton of money for down payments, even though they make a ton. I don't know why, but when we work with doctors, usually they don't have a lot for a down payment, so they're looking for these type of products. You guys can offer it now as a special through us. If you're asking specifics on this loan, please come talk to Crystal because she really knows her stuff, and she can help you kind of with that doctor program. If we go to the next slide, based on the same thing, we kind of want to push. We've had our interest rates adjusted a little bit, so the VA special that we've had for the last few months is gone. Our VA rates are still very aggressive. We're just not doing the extra special. But if you look in the middle, we have an FHA special. This goes straight into first-time homebuyers. First-time homebuyers will typically, a good percentage of them, will end up with an FHA loan. Just because of the criteria revolving around qualifying is a little bit easier on an FHA loan. So we have a Keller Williams special. It's under 5% for an FHA buyer. We're gonna run this promotion for a while. Anybody that gets approved through this promotion will have that product. We'll earn that rate into the future, right? We're gonna do that for them so they have it also.
Yes. In fact, Flavia, we're closing one tonight at a 4.8. So yes.
Wow! I didn't even know that. That's awesome. They're so cool. Anyway, the last thing is we're going to start sharing some of this information for you guys in a text message format. It'll come out through your system, so you'll have ability to kind of share that with your clients and kind of know what we're doing and help you guys be more successful in 2026.
Hey, wait, hold on. Sorry, don't clap yet. Almost. Hey, you guys, tomorrow I'm hosting a branding photo shoot at a model home in South Jordan. So if you need to refresh, come get some fun pictures of the model home. Purple Moss is doing it, and we're helping pay for that, so you guys get discounted rates. So I did send an email. I'm going to send out another one today. So look forward to seeing you. Okay, now you do. Yeah.
Of course. Y'all, and just to reiterate the doctor loan, because I have been asking for that since I moved here. Match Day, which y'all should all write this down. This mic isn't on. There we go. Match Day is March 20th, 2026. And what Match Day is where every single medical student on the same day gets matched to their residency program. All over the country, they all get matched on the same day. Why that's important is because they get matched and they have to finish school and then be there to report for duty by July 1st. That is not a lot of time, and you get to show up as long as you message them right on March 20th or shortly after as the expert that can guide them to that choice and get them in a home with that physician's loan. A lot of residents don't even think that they qualify for that, so just educating them on that and making sure that they are feeling comfortable and confident in the next chapter of their lives is very important. So utilize that also. I didn't see a lot of pins, but March 20th, 2026.
Who do you message?
So you message the residents. I'll teach a class also, and we'll do a little segment and team meeting on how I've communicated with residents on Match Day to solidify myself as their preferred realtor. All right, and with that, y'all, just to put this into perspective, there are about 11,000 realtors in the board, and we have so many people in the top 500. So give yourselves a round of applause. Keep clapping. Joe, Ruben, Linda, Jeff, Lori, Rachel, Joel, Lee, Amy, Mason, Sabrina, Justin, and Cindy. Congratulations, y'all Who's ready for the Super Bowl? I'm unfortunately a Titans fan, so I don't get to really celebrate this holiday.
You could have.
You guys, we have some seats up here if you guys want to come up. I feel bad for those people that are standing in the back. So we do have an open room up here. Football squares. So Super Bowl squares, they're $10 a piece per square. We do have almost half the board free. So if you guys are interested, today, well, I guess the whole rest of the week is the last time, but you'll just scan. 25% of it will go to KW Cares. The rest of it will be divvied out per quarter, and then the final score. So $10 per square. Come see me after. I'll be wandering around, but let's try to build this board, please.
Yeah, also whoever said if I kept my coach, that's even worse. If only. All right, and we have Josh Stern. For those that don't know, the Titans fired a coach that was now going to the Super Bowl. It's great. Here you go.
What's going on in the market, kids? We've seen some things picking up. The 3 weeks in a row, I think. We've seen listings picking up. We've seen the under contracts picking up. But I wanted to kind of just give you some takeaways. If we look at comparing what happened this year, January versus last year, January, we go into the takeaways there. First of all, right now we're up 4% year over last year in terms of listings. That's really good news for us. That just means that we have sellers that are re-engaging. Pendings are up 14% over last January, and that's because Amir is offering sub 5% FHA loans. So thank you very much, Luminary. Our closings are showing down January of this year versus last year, 8.5%, but you can see there's a lot of makeup. The reason why they were probably down to a large degree still was the holiday fatigue, the holiday lag. We had 2 holidays that occurred midweek. It just puts everything kind of on shutdown. Here's what we do know. The median price is up how much? Good guess. Good guess. Peace. Good guess. Yeah, 2%. The percent of original list price has actually slipped to 95.1%. So what that means is if a home was listed for, say, $100,000, on average it's selling for $95,100. Last year, this time it was selling for $96,300. So we are down just over a percentage point on the original listed sale price. Obviously, with that, we've seen the days on market begin to increase as well. So it's jumped up from 69 days to 79 days, about a week and a half slower. So we do expect a little bit longer market time, and just note to yourself here, it's a skills-based market right now. More choices, more days on market, small, but real appreciation still, and serious buyers are starting to write contracts, and we're seeing that. So active inventory, we're up year over year, 12.2%. Our month supply has jumped from 4.2 to 5.2 months over the last year. Pending sales, however, up 14% over the last year. Closed sales, like I said, those were down a little bit. So when was the last time we had a January like this? We have, it's been 3 years since we've had supply like we have right now. And how many of our woes in terms of housing and affordability has been caused by lack of supply? Right, so more supply, you see more negotiations. I think that you see a lot of buyers getting smarter with negotiations, right? And so that instead of just trying to negotiate on price, they're getting terms, right? They're getting buy downs. And that's why you're seeing original list of sale prices come down a little bit, but you're not seeing median prices fall as much. So what this means is you got buyers out there figuring out ways to make the housing market more affordable with their agent without necessarily sellers taking a big giant hit. So this is the loosest January that we've had in at least 3 years in terms of our month supply right now. So we went through that cleansing process through December, get to the end of December. We had more expireds happen than you did at any point, any week in the year previous, and that's just the normal cleansing. So what we've seen in the last few weeks is we've seen inventory begin slowly but surely begin picking up again, which we expect that to happen probably through roughly June or so. So each week we should see this number of 10,716 begin to grow little by little each week. Now, again, with this, because we've had interest rates that have been relatively stable for the last 6 months, you've got a lot more buyers coming off the fence. How many of you guys are working with sellers who are buyers and have picked them up in, say, the last 2 or 3 weeks? There's a handful of folks, right? You're going to see a lot more of that. Stay engaged with your database. Stay engaged with the 36 Touch, the Do It With You program, so you guys have the ability to connect with your database. I had 2 really great coaching conversations today where people were dialing their database for the first time in a very long time. Both of them over the last 2 weeks have secured not just appointments, but also listings and buyers as a result of that. And so it's just a matter of being committed to staying in touch. You're going to have a lot of people making moves this year, and they're living inside of your database. So it's very important that we stay tuned into that. So how do you turn this into real estate conversations? Well, number one, for sellers, you want to price within the lane of recent pendings. You can expect 80 days on market, but the truth is, I think 80 days on market, you're going to see list prices coming down. And so it may take a little bit longer. I would be telling sellers they may have to negotiate. If they're on the market more than 2 weeks and they haven't received 10 showings, what is the market telling us? We're 3 to 5% above where the market is. And so that's something that we have to stay tuned into. You guys, we're going to do another class coming up in March on the local economist and servicing agent, the AI that I help you build, that will have this dialogue built into it so you can have smarter conversations with your sellers. For buyers, you've got more choices, you've got more time, you've got slightly more leverage, but not enough inventory to wait for a crash. I mean, pendings are already up 14% over where they were last year. And with Luminary's lending sub 5% FHA rate, that number's only going to grow. So get off the fence, now's the time. Inventory's up, buyers are writing more contracts, and prices are still edging up. The opportunity is in being the skilled negotiator in a balanced market, not the order-taking frenzy. All right, so I put a lot of additional data in here, but I could talk about this stuff forever. One of the things that I know that a lot of you guys are doing now is taking this data and feeding it into the local economist agent that we had built together. It's producing for you a lot of great outputs. Each week you get talking points from this that you can put into your social media sphere or have conversations with real buyers, sellers, or people that are in your database. This is all sort of done for you, so make sure you're taking advantage of the market stats each week and feeding your agent so you guys get smart along with your agent. That's what I got.
Thank you. Y'all always pouring into us. We've been talking about it for a little bit. Who is signed up and just completely jazzed for family reunion? Woo! That doesn't sound completely jazzed. I don't even know if there's music there. Who is signed up and just hype for family reunion? Let's go! That was a little better. Okay. We'll be better by red batch. Again, there is still time to sign up. Scan the QR code. We have Jerry Vanderchuck. We have Donald Miller, who's from Tennessee. And we have Jay Shetty, y'all. Come and hang out with us. If you are already signed up, stay tuned. We're going to be creating a group chat so that we can all see where everyone is sitting, and also stay tuned with different market center happy hours, etc. So come hang out with us and let's learn and grow. And with that, we have our panelists coming up, Ken Lyman, Jackson Nelson, and Danielle Vaughns. Come on up. I need posters for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all, I gotta say, I, for some reason, was asked to speak to the real estate school at the U, and they were a tougher crowd than y'all, and that's saying something today. Y'all aren't laughing at my jokes. I'm really hurt. And with that, we are going to welcome these panelists. I guess let's just have y'all introduce yourselves first and what community you belong to. And keep in mind, last week I did have a picture of everyone that was there that said that they were going to join a community. So listen to this. Grace is listening right now and she has the picture. So if you were here last week, this is for you. Jackson?
So I'm Jackson Nelson. I'm a part of KWYP, which is Keller Williams Young Professionals. basically just a conglomerate of a bunch of younger people who are doing awesome and great things in the space. I felt when I first joined that the crowd was a little bit older than me. Obviously, I'm pretty young, and so I needed a group of people to connect with, and YP's been the group. They're awesome, and everybody there is killing it.
Hi, I'm Danielle Vaughns, and I am a co-liaison with Spencer for the Market Center Luxury Liaison, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
Hi, I'm Kenna Lyman. I'm part of the Rainbow Network. Yeah, very I don't really, you guys are really prepared. I'm part of the Rainbow Network. I love it. We have a really good Facebook group. We connect a lot. Like, I've gotten a couple referrals from the community as well, so.
All right, I'll start with you, Kenna. So what does being part of the Rainbow Network actually do for agents in their business?
I mean, again, I can speak about like the referrals is one thing, but like community as well, like to connect. We have like the Facebook group. They have a bunch of different like Zooms you can hop on. It's just nice to like have, just like people in your community that you can like, they kind of know how it is to be like a queer person, especially like in real estate. And I've learned a lot from them as well. So it's been a really good like resource for sure.
And then keep the mic. What makes this group useful and not just nice to be a part of?
Not just nice to be a part of. I was gonna say it's nice to be a part of, but yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a lot of the resources and the fact that like, if I ever am like struggling with something like specifically like kind of within the queer community, like I can reach out to anybody that is probably like a little more experienced than I am. I've only been in real estate for like 4 years now. And just, yeah, I think a lot of it is like resources and tools, like specifically aimed like for, you know, the queer community.
And for those that don't know exactly what Rainbow is, can you explain that?
Yes. The Rainbow Network is a network of like just queer agents within Keller Williams. Queer specifically, I think you were saying yesterday they don't even like let allies join as well. So yeah, it's nice just to know that a lot of, you know, all of the agents actually are just identify as some like part of the LGBTQ community and understand a lot of the, you know, what kind of comes with that, like being a queer person, especially like in a professional, you know, setting like real estate. So.
Absolutely. And what we were talking about yesterday and why I really admire it is that it is a safe, protected community. So if you aren't necessarily out, if you haven't told anyone in your family, etc., like that space is completely safe for you and it is just for you as well. So that's why I love it. From outside. All right, Danielle. So what shifted in your decision-making once you started spending time in luxury rooms?
For me, I think it was just making a mental shift towards what my brand is, what do I really want to focus on, and for me it was a little conflicting. I have many years, my prior career, I've only been also in real estate for 4 years, and prior to this I did direct development, nonprofit development, so for me it was a little bit of a shift. I started in luxury when I was 15 at Nordstrom, but then I did nonprofit development for many years, and honestly it was a little bit of a shift for me and a force, if you will, to kind of make those two reconcile. But once I made this shift, I started on my own this last fall, and I feel like it's just helped me focus in on what my brand is, what room do I want to be in, who do I want to talk to. I just think it's helping me see the next 2 years, even 6 months, to know where am I going. And I love the idea that I've come to peace with in a way of like, hey, this is also hiking back to my community. So by being in these rooms, by having some influence over certain circles, I'm allowed to also marry the two, if you will, like pursue my community development or nonprofit for the unhoused, etc. Marry the two and feel like I'm going in a positive direction. It was a little bit of a shake-up for me at first.
And what's something that agents misunderstand about stepping into luxury?
probably that once you decide you want to go into luxury, that's it. Maybe nobody will even talk to you if they're first-time homeowners, if they need an FHA loan. I've actually found quite the opposite in my sphere of influence. I've found more people wanting to come talk to me. And the first question they ask me is, do you even help people like me? Absolutely I do. That would never change. So I think that's the biggest thing I've seen so far.
And then with you joining Luxury Pro as well, how has that impacted your confidence as a professional?
Oh my goodness, like he was just here unfortunately I had the flu, I missed it, but just being in the room on Zoom with him every month is literally incredible. Being able to have a mastermind from a person who luxury is his life, yet he's the most down-to-earth, humble human being who really is so compassionate and loving, which I adore that. So I think just being able to have that time and listen, learn from the masterminds, it's incredible.
And what's the difference between earning into the luxury division and then Luxury Pro?
Earning in is basically where I was for a couple years. And so earning in is, selling 4 in 2 years at $1 million or more. And I decided to go Luxury Pro again once I kind of went off on my own. I was seeking my own brand, and I really felt like, hey, I'm going all in with luxury. So that was it's a cost to a subscription basically. But I've really found it to be so helpful with even forming my own brand. What does this look like for me right now as I'm diving into this, and having this amazing support group has been incredible, from people I've met that are in England and North Carolina, Miami, California. It's just been, amazing. And I've been really thankful to be a part of the community.
All right, and Jackson. So how does plugging into YP so early, because I subtly encouraged you to do so, shorten the learning curve for agents building their real estate business?
Yeah, so everybody who's in the YP group, a lot of them have been doing business for a while, so they know things that I do not. And we have group chats and things like that we're all a part of, and everybody's so willing to pour in. And so I've personally hopped on phone calls with people to ask them questions. I've shot messages, and everybody's just so willing to help, like all of you guys are. It's the same experience here, just virtually. And so starting so young has been super beneficial to see the effects of pouring into people and the rewards that you get from those referrals, and really just the relationships. So starting so young has just allowed me to have more time on the market, really, and learn so much.
What do agents miss when they assume YP is just social?
Yeah, it definitely is social. Everybody there is super friendly, and we're just a big group of friends, really, but they're also professionals. It's young professionals for a reason, and there are people who are killing it in this industry and are doing crazy, awesome things. So I think if you think of it just as a friend group instead of a business group, you're really missing out, because there's so many people in there who are killing it, really doing so much cool stuff.
And what opportunities come your way that wouldn't have happened without YP? Outside of fantasy football.
So I did win our fantasy football league. That was pretty sweet. There was like 13 of us, and I was the winner. Joined last and ended up winning it, so that was pretty fun. But I'm going to family reunion, and we're doing a bunch of things there in family reunion. We're going to a Hawks game, just meeting up together, all those kinds of fun things. But then also just classrooms. There's been so many cool classes, things like that we can tap into, and just really more relationships. I've met so many cool people who live everywhere across the world who I would not have ever met before if I didn't join the group. So I think that's been the biggest thing. It's just the amount of people that I've been able to meet and connect with, and now I'm going to go build those relationships in person and keep fortifying them after.
And YP is for who? Do you know the demographic?
Yeah, so it's people 40 and under.
Unless you're a rainmaker, you can join as a rainmaker as well. All right, any questions for our panelists about any of those communities? And then we're also going to switch the slide as well to show you how many communities we have. And this isn't even all of them, y'all. We have DEI, relocation, military, wealth, sports and entertainment, land, YP, offerings, real estate planner, clarity, luxury, operations, wellness, commercial, and talent, and that just barely scrapes the surface. There's a community for every single person, and this is how you build your world to be big enough for your goals. Any questions for our venues? All right, thank you so much. Okay, and wants and needs. Who has a want? Who has a need?
Thanks. It's my first listing, so I don't know why I'm nervous talking about it, but it's a 4-bed, 3-bath in Sandy, about 8400 South and 1100 East. It's really cute little rambler. It's got tons of storage and an office, fruit trees in the back. It's really lovely. 615-ish.
I have a buyer up to 500 wanting something in the valley with mother-in-law or duplex, something with rental income.
No? Oh, dang it.
You gave me that look. I have a listing coming up. Grand opening is this weekend, Saturday. It's a Harriman townhome. It's a 2.5, just under 2,300 square feet. Walkout basement, finished basement. Yeah, it'll be live tomorrow actually, 440 on that.
I've got one coming up in Taylorsville, a 2-story with an ADU downstairs, 1-bedroom ADU. That'll be $625. It'll be about 3 more weeks, but wanted to let y'all know.
I'm sorry, we missed the intros this morning. I want to introduce my cool, awesome painter. He's amazing, Brian Morales. He's looking into the preferred partners, but he's here today to visit, and he's available to paint anything you need, want, or desire. He's awesome.
Lee, I would love to buy your ADU, but I'm looking in the 500 price range, specifically West Valley, Taylorsville, and I have 3 mobile homes that will be going live, 1,000 single wide, a double wide, and a 1,500, 2,000, and that'll be in 2, but it is the only one with the garage in Cottonwood Cove and extra parking, so very hard to find unique property. With that, if anyone wants to learn how to invest in these in your Roth IRA, I would be happy to show you what I'm doing there to create wealth.
Abode SLC has a listing coming up right by Liberty Park. It's on 10th South and 4th East, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, full 2-car garage with alley access in the back. Cute, updated, really clean. That'll go live today or tomorrow, and the price is $525. So if you have buyers interested, come talk to us.
Got a townhouse coming up. It's probably ways out in March, but it's gonna be pretty affordable. Close to 3,000 square feet, probably 440. Out in Independence and Bluffdale, 2-car garage, 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Probably gonna go quick. So if you got somebody at the price range, hit me up. We could probably do a pre-market on it.
Y'all, and that is the value of coming into the office.
Good morning. I'm Anthony with KW Commercial for the agents in this office that don't know me. I have 2 buyers looking for a warehouse with a little bit of office in it, multi-tenant preferred, between 2 to 3 million. One's 2 million, one's 3 to 5 million. So it's off 90th South. They're looking in Sandy, that specific area. Figured you guys are a little bit closer than us in Salt Lake City, so if you come across anything, please let me know.
Just a public service announcement. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be teaching a class. I'm building a chief financial coach. This is kind of a follow-up for the wealth building that I did last month. there is going to be a wealth snapshot worksheet that's put on the link tree, should be on there at some point today. Those of you guys who are going to come and take advantage of this Chief Financial Coach AI agent, just make sure that you spend a little time, fill out that wealth snapshot. It'll really make it effective for you guys while we're in class. Class is next Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m.
I believe it's at Fort Union, but it's on the registration hub. I don't know off the top of my head. Salt Lake, I was wrong. At the Brickyard Branch.
And I know everybody's trying to sell, but if you guys know of any renters that need a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in Midvale, there is one available for about $1,800 a month.
All right, any other wants, any other needs?
Oh, one
And
more.
Amy. Amy.
Thank you, whoever just had theirs, because that reminded me, I have a client who had a job change. She has got, it's kind of a midterm sublet in Sugar House. It's an amazing property. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo with incredible, walkability in that Sugar House area. It's $1,800 a month, but she's willing to negotiate at this point. She'd just love to get someone into this property. So if you know of anybody, help me out, help her out. Thank you.
Hey, I am actually going to shout out my listing to see if any of you guys have any buyers for a Saratoga home. Saratoga Springs listing that I have. It's priced at $530, 2,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, built in 2024. So if you guys have any buyers, please bring them out.
Any other wants, any other needs?
Just remember football squares. Today is almost kind of the last day, but football squares.
Super Bowl squares, that's the only way that I'll ever win.
Go Birds.
A Super Bowl.
Go Bills, let's go.
All right, yeah, let's all chant our favorite NFL. 1, 2, 3, go Titans.
Go Bills.
Go
Seahawks.
Tom Jordan, are you a Titans fan? Nope. Oh, thanks for your support. All right, and with that, y'all, we have Bold Eye Media sponsoring our lunch. Come on up. Give him a big round of applause.
This is so many people. Oh my gosh. I've been to team meetings, but this is like one of the biggest, I think. You guys show up, and who's hungry? Hey!
That's what y'all cheer for.
Who's hungry? Yeah! Who's hungry for real estate? Yeah! Who wants $1 million? So, okay, well, yeah, she's the only one. She's showing up. So, yeah, Bold Eye Media. We've been in the business for 6 years, and yeah, I was just gonna walk through this, but at first I didn't go through all these things, so I'd always get questions afterwards. So we're gonna go through all the boring things, and then we can go to the questions afterwards, and hopefully these aren't questions. So yes, we do photos. Bold Eye Media is a listing media company. We've been in business for 6 years. We take awesome photos, and I say that because, and I can say that confidently because we've shot hundreds of thousands of homes. I started this company, and I love real estate just as much as you guys do, which is saying something because you guys show up every day. I show up every day, and I'm so excited to shoot listings, to take photos of houses, and to see how we can take your listings above everybody else's. That's why it's called Bold Eye Media, because we want to be bold, we want to make the future of media, and we want to help you guys to sell more houses. That's what we're all about. So yeah, we take photos. This was for the Parade of Homes, number 13. We do some of those too. We do all sorts of sizes though. This is more photos. This is for a builder. This is in Park City. We go past Salt Lake City and all the way down to Salem. If you know where that is, it's kind of hick town, but you know. We go to Park City and we go far into Eden as well. We do drone photos. Here is another Parade of Homes. You can click through this faster. Perfect, perfect. Virtual staging. We do virtual staging as well because sometimes the house isn't prepped or you just want it to look nicer. Obviously, you want to put on disclosures or whatever you need to make sure that we're not tricking people, but the thought is this This is giving them a vision of what the property could be, which is what you do. And that's what we do too. All right, next we also do 3D tours, Matterport, and Zillow. We are Zillow Showcase certified. If you don't know what that is, you probably should. You should probably ask me what that is after. But yeah, we're Zillow Showcase certified, which means that our Zillow tours will get more views. And you don't pay extra for that. That's just because we're a partner with Zillow. Twilight photos. Ooh, yeah, Twilight. All right. We do videos with agents. These are all like people that want to be in the camera for the video, but we also do videos without them if you don't want to be in the video. I'd say there's a little bit more engagement with your audience, with your brand. If you can show up on camera, that's just multiplying yourself. Those videos typically can get anywhere from a few hundred, if you have a few followers, to a few thousand. And that's a lot of people that you can see, and a lot of people that you can touch, that you wouldn't be able to touch otherwise. We work with a lot of great agents. I say a lot of great agents, but not all the great agents, because we don't yet work with you. And I would love to work with you guys. I honestly don't know if we work with really anybody here. We just started advertising to this brokerage probably 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I can't remember. October? Okay, 5 months ago? I don't know how long it was. But this is our second time coming, and I just want to say, and we did work with a few people, but I just want to say I would love to work with you guys. Last time the offer was, if you worked with us, a free social media video, because your team was all about social media. Today, I just want to make the offering a little bit more simple and a little bit more general. Who has a listing right now? Raise your hand. Anybody have a listing? Okay, a few of you guys. I bet more. But if you have a listing right now, we want to take free refresher photos on that listing, so you can give it a nice market update. And if you have a listing coming up, who has a listing coming up this year?
Everyone raise your hand.
If you don't raise your hand, I don't even know if you're a real estate agent. If you have a listing coming up this year, we'd like to shoot that as well for free. We want to show you the Bold Eye Media difference. We brought lunch. We have 2 gluten-free options. We have 2 vegan options. We have pizza. We have drinks. We have fruit. Went all out because I want to show you here and now how we go all out for our clients at listings. That's all I have to say. I'm going to hand out my business card. This isn't, so we have like a card where if you have problems, you can talk to the person that deals with those problems. But this is my personal cell phone number because I want you reaching out to me and saying, hey, I saw you, you gave me this offer, show me the difference. And we will. And that's all I got to say. Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you. And let's go eat. And Bold Eye is doing headshots after as well.